So, good afternoon. It's Bank Holiday Monday, Easter weekend. It's not as warm as it looks. Yesterday it was a completely different matter. Yesterday we were able to go out and we went to a place called Arley Wood. Very beautiful. Never been there before. And it's a Forestry Commission woodland and it's open access, which means you're basically allowed to walk around it wherever you want. It's not very large, though the drone makes it look a lot larger. I'm going to put some footage up from that. And we went there and we went for a nice walk and sit down and relaxed and enjoyed the sunshine, and it was absolutely beautiful. We couldn't have asked for a nicer day at all. And even then, decided that we wanted to get ourselves a quick cup of tea, so dumped Trangia out. I've got Bushbox and Trangia going today, but just because I'm doing more char material. And I packed my Trangia to go with us so we could have a quick cup of tea. And suddenly realised that I hadn't brought lighter out with me. So there I am, I'm left with flint and steel. And that's all I've got out with me. So I'll gather up a little bit of material to sort of make the bird's nest and start a tiny fire. All I wanted to do was create a small fire that was capable of lighting the Trangia stove. I did have my bush box with me, but looking at all the dry tinder that was under the woodland, I didn't fancy lighting an open flame. And luckily enough, it weren't windy yesterday, but I didn't want a big open flame. So I ended up using my box, which I normally keep my striker and steel in, the other bits and pieces, for fire lighting old style. I'd got that with me, and I ended up using that as a tinder box. So I ended up stuffing a lot of the sort of like small bits, and I've got a bit of char cloth up and running nicely, and it proved to be very effective. It took a while, so it needed more practice. So I've come out today, and there's quite a breeze blowing today, and with that breeze, it's cold. It's really cold. It's surprising. The sun is beautiful. It's shining lovely. It's been very springy, but the actual temperature it's very wintry. And this morning, there were even a couple of flakes of snow, which was such a contrast to yesterday's wander around the woodland. It was so beautiful, it was so relaxing. The spring sun was out. We found a lovely little bit. Okay, that's a pair of trousers that got to be replaced. That was this is why I didn't fancy having a full fire out yesterday. Because it can get dangerous. I mean, I'm now covered in ash, and a small piece of charcoal must have come out of the bottom of the fire, and it just landed on my leg. Immediately burnt a hole straight through my trouser. Doesn't matter if it burns anywhere else, but I'm just having a look, see if I can see it. And I can't. But there's other pieces keep falling out. it's they're falling through the grate at the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to just grab my other camera for this. Yeah, come down here. Yeah, and you can probably see there's kind of like a gap underneath, and it's under that gap. It's under that gap that the wind is coming, and it's blowing bits of charcoal everywhere. So yeah, and a completely different day today. But the whole point of me firing up the wood burner today is when I was making my stuff yesterday, making my little fire in my tinderbox, I decided I wanted more than just char cloth. I wanted some char material, some char wood and other bits and pieces. So I gathered the stuff while I was in the woodland. And today I'm now going to char it down and let it burn as you would with the char cloth in a sealed tin. It removes the oxygen from the component and stops it from igniting and bursting into flame, which is why it leaves behind pure carbon. Yeah. But I'm being attacked by my own cleverness and this fire that I've set up. Yeah. We got out and we got to enjoy a part of the Arley Wood. Yeah. And if you live sort of like the Coventry, sort of like Birmingham area, that bit between Maxstoke, Old Arley, or anywhere within a reasonable distance of that, I recommend going and wander. You know, it's a beautiful little woodland. It's mostly pine. There is some elements of deciduous broadleaf, yeah. And from what I can gather on the Forestry Commission's website, they're in the process of doing some culling of the trees. It's not the term. What's the term? Yeah, they're in the process of doing some coppicing of some of the pine trees, yeah, so that they can make space, yeah, to allow the broadleaves, which are slower growing, to flourish and convert the woodland from just being pure pine woodland into a mixed. It's good. It's good to see such work in progress. You know? Even so, it was very beautiful. And we met, there were a few people walking around yesterday. And one of the kind gentlemen stopped while I was taking some photographs. And he was saying that there is some roe deer and muntjacs that are in the woodland as well. And if you're quick, you might be able to see them. They're a bit too quick for the old camera though. So, but you never know, I'm going to have to go back there and spend a bit more time, or we are anyway, and spend some more time there and see if we can get some more pictures and see if we can see these little deer. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to concentrate on what I'm doing with this, and I'm going to love you all and leave you. Enjoy my cup of tea that I made up. Yeah. You can't come outside and have a fire and not have a cup of tea. That would be criminal, wouldn't it? Totally criminal. So, and it's another way of trying to keep warm in this weather. Because, yeah. Having said that, the sun has now come to my back, and it's warm. It's only warm while the wind isn't around, though. So, anyway, like I said, I will love you all and leave you and see you all next week. Have a good one. Ta-da.